Imagine a world of straw hats, horse-drawn buggies, and the Amish staring suspiciously at smartphones like they're cursed objects. Hold on. The Amish might actually surprise you. They aren't huddled in barns avoiding the digital apocalypse. They're just way more choosy about tech than the rest of us. We'll be exploring everything from their first hesitant hellos to modern tech to the surprising gadgets they're now using. And spoiler alert, they might be more high-tech than your grandparents. So hitch up your horse and get ready to learn all about how the Amish are navigating the wild world of technology without, letting it ruin their baby. Do the Amish think technology is evil? Let's cut right to it. No, the Amish don't think technology is evil. That's a classic misconception right up there with thinking they all hand-sew their clothes while churning butter 24/7. Amish beliefs are all about balance, community, and keeping the family at the center of life. They don't avoid technology because they're scared it'll somehow steal their souls. They avoid it because they think it might distract them from their values. Imagine a world where you live by candlelight, only to get sucked into doom scrolling on a smartphone. They're just saying no to that rabbit hole. In Amish communities, technology isn't forbidden. It's simply regulated. There are rules, and they're taken very seriously. The bishops and church leaders come together periodically to figure out the limits. Should that gas-powered saw be allowed? What about solar panels or cars? They discuss it all, weighing the pros and cons with a watchful eye on how it could affect family life and faith. At the heart of this technology versus tradition conversation lies one essential fear. Technology could weaken the bonds of community. Imagine if everyone got a car. Suddenly, you'd have people cruising to the next county every other day. That's more time spent away from home, more dependence on outside connections, and less on family and neighbors. It's like giving your teenagers the keys to a convertible and hoping they'll just drive around the block. Instead of swearing off all forms of technology, they adapt only what they deem essential and safe, meaning no TV drama, no endless TikTok scrolling, and certainly no video game binges. But hey, if you think a calculator, battery-powered flashlight, or gas stove will keep things running without chipping away at community ties, then sure, go for it. The point is, the Amish view tech as something that could be harmful if left unchecked, not as some inherently evil entity waiting to wreak havoc. They're wary, not terrified. Do you think the internet and smartphones have brought more good or bad to our lives? Tell us why in the comments below, as we love to keep our videos interactive. How did the Amish start to open up to technology? So how did we go from candlelight to solar panels and battery-powered gadgets in Amish homes? It wasn't exactly overnight. Think of it more like a slow-motion embrace with plenty of second-guessing. The economic pressures started it all, with farmland getting pricier and more scarce. Suddenly, Amish folk found themselves needing new ways to support their families, and technology began to look less like a luxury and more like a necessity. In the 1860s, Amish leaders actually held meetings to discuss modernity and how far they could go without losing their values. Picture a group of Amish elders in a serious debate over whether allowing tractors was one slippery slope closer to allowing TVs in the living room. There were splits, divisions, and endless discussions, all because some folks were ready to move forward, while others preferred to stay firmly rooted in the past. As the need for economic growth took priority, the more progressive Amish decided to ease up a bit. They still kept technology at arm's length, though. You wouldn't find a smartphone at the dinner table, but solar-powered lights in the barn? Sure. Battery-powered cash registers? Why not? Some Amish even found clever ways around strict rules, like a workaround involving Amish taxis, vans with hired non-Amish drivers to take them to town for supplies. The point was to remain practical while keeping their values intact. This gradual opening also saw the rise of Amish hacking, where members adapted or tweaked tech to fit their lifestyle. Imagine a professor in plain attire using an iPad but only for religious texts while shunning any form of social media. Slowly, the boundaries softened, and the Amish began to welcome certain gadgets, proving that, yes, you can update a lifestyle from the 1800s without entirely abandoning it. Here's a thought. Do you think modern pressures, like job demands, justify loosening restrictions on technology, even in traditional communities? Give us a comment and let us know where you stand on this matter. What surprising technologies are the Amish using these days? Here's where it gets really fun. Contrary to what you might think, the Amish aren't just sitting around without any modern conveniences. In fact, you'll find some surprising tech here, from solar panels to battery-operated cash registers. First up, battery-powered devices. Even the plainest Amish groups have embraced battery-operated flashlights, buggy lights, and cash registers. They skip on the electric grid but make good use of battery power. Next time you picture an Amish person, just imagine them pulling out a pocket flashlight as casually as the rest of us might grab a phone charger. But that's not all. Some Amish groups have gone full-on eco-friendly with solar energy. They use solar panels to charge batteries and power devices, sometimes even for household appliances. This means a lot to communities that want to keep things self-sufficient and eco-conscious. You can find solar-powered refrigerators, electric fences, and even water heaters, proving that the Amish are hardly technophobic. They just prefer to be grid-free. Gas-powered tools are also popular. Think of these as Amish power tools, minus the electricity. Need to chop wood or fix a fence? No problem. Saws and mills running on gasoline engines keep everything operating smoothly. These tools help Amish workers avoid the dreaded electric cord, but still get the job done fast and efficiently. When it comes to communication, the Amish have gotten creative. Enter the black box phone. It's kind of like a regular cell phone but stripped down to the bare essentials. No internet, no camera, no social media. Just basic, reliable communication. Plus, some communities use landline phones. But these are often located in outbuildings, so there's no risk of constant distractions. The Amish value privacy, and this setup helps them stay connected without inviting the outside world to peer in. Now let's talk about modern farming equipment. You may think of the Amish as using horses for everything, but they've got some surprisingly modern tools. While they might avoid tractors running on electricity, they use gas-powered farming equipment that makes life a lot easier. They even hire drivers for long-distance transport or invest in GPS technology for navigating large fields, showing they're open to a bit of assistance when needed. Last but not least, let's mention the Amish refrigerator. Yes, some Amish households have propane or natural gas fridges, keeping food fresh without drawing from the grid. And for laundry, many communities use washing machines powered by gas or propane, with some even allowing electric models under strict rules. It's all about finding that sweet spot where modern convenience doesn't clash with the Amish way. In a world where many of us feel tethered to our devices, the Amish remind us that technology is a tool, not a master. They've managed to find a way to have their cake and eat it too, so long as that cake isn't refrigerated with grid power, of course. Surprised to learn about any of the technologies the Amish are using today? If you were, we're doing our job right, so give this video a big thumbs up so we can continue shocking you. More surprising tech, from computers to GPS. And now, the plot thickens. If you thought the Amish were restricted to gas-powered gizmos and battery-operated flashlights, buckle up because there's a whole world of Amish-approved computers out there. That's right, they may avoid public electricity, but the Amish have their own brand of computer, affectionately dubbed the Classic. Created with their unique needs in mind, these devices are stripped-down powerhouses. They run on batteries instead of plugging into the wall and come with zero internet, zero games, and absolutely zero chance of accessing social media. Imagine a computer that runs on Linux and is preloaded with only the most essential applications. QuickBooks, a word processor, maybe a Bible search app. Forget solitaire, forget YouTube, and definitely forget the latest TikTok dance trends. Some of these computers even come with fax features so that Amish businesses can communicate without stepping into the internet abyss. And get this, some communities even have a service where emails are printed out, allowing Amish folks to get messages from the outside world on good old-fashioned paper. When they respond, they simply fax it back to the service provider who types up a reply. High-tech and low-tech in perfect harmony. Speaking of unexpected tech twists, let's talk about GPS navigation. That's right, the Amish are using GPS. Granted, they're not following it turn by turn on their phones or slapping it onto a dashboard, but in fields and for certain hired drivers, GPS has proven to be a major convenience. Navigating rural farmland can be challenging, and having GPS guidance for the routes between fields or towns has made a big difference. So if you ever get lost in Amish country, don't be surprised if the nearest buggy has GPS to help you out. Would you use an Amish computer with no internet or games just for the essentials? Can you imagine living that way? Sound off in the comments below. The Amish and the Great Energy Experiment. The Amish way of life is all about self-reliance, which means when it comes to power sources, they don't just go for the easiest option. They go for the one that maintains their independence. Enter the age of solar panels and propane-powered devices. You won't find public utility lines running to their barns or homes, but you might see a row of sleek solar panels on a farmhouse roof. Solar power has become a bridge between traditional values and modern needs, helping the Amish stay off the grid while still powering essentials like lights, refrigerators, and even water heaters. There's also propane, a reliable standby in Amish communities for powering everything from lamps to fridges. You'd think propane would have more limited applications, but Amish ingenuity finds ways to make it work. Some families even use propane-powered washing machines and gas-operated freezers, no joke. Imagine a freezer that runs like an old-fashioned icebox, but without the need to constantly refill it with ice. This clever approach to energy keeps homes running smoothly, ensuring that the community can be largely self-sufficient without making compromises. At the end of the day, the Amish aren't technophobes. Far from it. They've figured out how to use tech to serve them without letting it dictate their lives. They have a philosophy that many of us could probably benefit from. Be intentional with your tech and let it work for you, not the other way around. And really, who wouldn't appreciate a life where the most advanced gadget in your home is a battery-powered lantern or a faxing machine? It's a fascinating reminder that technology is only as intrusive as we allow it to be. Technology-related surprises the Amish might use even more than we do. While the rest of us might pull out the grill a few times a year for backyard parties, Amish families make regular use of gas grills and smokers year-round. Cooking over gas lets them keep meals tasty and efficient, especially when there's no access to electric ranges. It's a perfect example of practical, hands-on tech that suits their daily needs. So if you're envisioning rustic bread baking over a wood fire, imagine burgers on the grill instead. Did you know many Amish communities have communal phone shanties, which are like phone booths but built for group use, often tucked at the edges of their communities? The Amish don't keep phones in their homes, but these shanties are used frequently by families for arranging business or keeping in touch. It's a quirky yet charming solution for staying connected that's more intentional than our 24/7 scrolling habits. Also, were you aware that unlike power tools that most of us plug in or recharge, Amish craftspeople and farmers often prefer pneumatic, air-powered, or hydraulic systems, which they use regularly to run everything from saws to drills in a way that fits their tech restrictions. These tools are central to their workshops, powering many small businesses and family-owned operations that sustain Amish communities. For the Amish, these setups are the industrial equivalent of power tools without the electric dependence. And to keep themselves warm, Amish homes often feature natural gas or propane heating rather than electric. These systems are used year-round to keep barns, workshops, and homes cozy through the seasons. Amish communities have become experts in harnessing these alternative energy sources to stay off the grid, while ensuring a reliable source of warmth and functionality that many of us only think about when the heating bill arrives. So there you have it, a dive into the unexpected ways the Amish approach technology and a lot of clever Amish hacks. Whether it's solar panels lighting the night, computers that shun the internet, or GPS guidance for a journey between fields, the Amish have found a way to blend the old with the new without compromising their values. Anywho, what do you guys think? Could you live the Amish life, or is Wi-Fi your one true love? Let me know in the comments, whether it's battery-powered blenders, solar-powered fridges, or even Amish GPS. Yes, that's a thing. Their tech choices really make you wonder how much of our must-have tech is actually about, well, just nice to have. If you enjoyed this peek into the fascinating balance between the Amish old-school values and modern conveniences, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment on which piece of Amish-approved tech you'd love to try out. Maybe it's time for all of us to start Amish hacking our lives. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on our next adventure.